it's here. Yeah, so I've been promising this video for a while, and I'm working on it right now. I don't know when it's going to be out. I'm working on it, and it's going to be good, hopefully. So yeah, this is the new house, new apartment. I'll give you a little rundown on it and a little tour right now. Dog. Other dog. Wife. Computer. Water filter. Great tour, wasn't it? Obviously. So this place is new. We've been here for, I want to say 2 months, a little over 2 months now. Already been through a big ice snowstorm. Went through it fine. Already went through troubles at work. Everything came out fine. And now we're here. So this has been a very, very amazing blessing to be able to find this place. Really good price for it compared to everywhere else, which was averaging $1,250 to $1,400 a month. Cheapest places were about $850 to $900, and those were in the worst, most dangerous parts of town. And when you work all the time and you are gone late at night, you do not want your wife being at home in a place where she might be accosted. So we're here. I can give you more details later, but I just want to do kind of preliminary. So what have I learned from being here for the first little while? It is stressful. Honestly, I can say that this is the first time I've had to be paying big boy bills. My parents were very gracious to let us stay in the house for 6 months while we were still waiting to find an apartment, but it just wasn't the same. I was still under my parents' roof. The bills weren't as bad. Now there's more, and it is stressful. It is hard to get through sometimes. It causes pain, causes worry, and but the one thing I will tell you, the biggest piece of advice that I will always let you know about this: if you do not know Christ and you don't have trust in Him, you don't have the hope and knowledge of Him, as well as just the simple comfort of knowing that even Christ didn't have a place to lay His head. So if you're in an apartment, you got a bed to sleep in, you got food to eat in your belly, you got water fresh that you can get out of the tap anytime you want to, you're a lot better off than even our own Savior was. So don't forget that. And I have to remind myself that on a very regular basis. So that's it for this part of the video, and you're going to go to the next one in a second. So one of the things that I was really hoping for when we found our first place was to be able to save money in every way that we could. Hunt for deer meat to take care of at least a few months worth of ground beef or ground meat for normal meals, some steaks, and maybe a couple of roasts. That's already been taken care of. So that was one of the things on the plan that was done well. I could have killed more. I got severely sick in the last part of the year, so it cut out about 2 weeks of my season, but I probably would have got a second one. Anyway, we got a lot of meat out of it, more than what I was expecting. So yeah, deer season, it was actually decent this year. The other way that you can save money, even if we were only able to get on like a 1/4 acre, no matter what we were going to do, we were still planning on actually trying to grow something. Even if it was very small, even if it was just enough to cover like a couple of months worth of groceries, it's important. And yes, does require, some of the things require some startup costs, say like bags, soil, wood chips, but then you can also supplement with going out and finding limbs, chipping them up and adding them into your chips. And then also the bags last 5 to 6 years most of the time, depending on how well you take care of everything. So yes, there is a start and upfront cost. But because we're smart, we're going to do it the way that is the cheapest for what we can do. So this is the garden plan. Looks like garbage. My handwriting is terrible, but I'll put it up on the screen for what I'm talking about. So the first part of the plan is going to be, well, actually I'll state this. My stated goal is to provide 90% of the produce that we're going to eat on for the next year, starting in spring, going into the next growing season next year, will be provided, hopefully, from the garden. That's a big, tall order. It's not going to be perfect because I'm only really going to consider the produce, the actual food, not the ingredients, so not herbs and not things that aren't like a main staple crop. Those won't be in the same group. but I'd like to provide as much as I possibly can. So just the basic rundown, there is a bag section and a in-ground section. The bags are a little expensive, but if you do it the right way, you can get a bunch of them done without spending a whole lot of money. So basically all of our herbs we grow in 5-gallon bags, and then 25-gallon bags will be for blackberries with some sort of ground cover. They can also be a secondary food source. And then maybe a few extra flowers just to bring in some pollinators, which we can also just directly plant those into the ground around the garden, and then take the seeds from the plants, replant them wherever we move to eventually, because we could be here for another year and a half. I'm not sure. Next is the in-ground section. The in-ground section is what I've actually been most excited about. It's going to take a lot of work for the front end, but it's going to be much less work because of my schedule. I wanted to do it like that once we get everything established. So your basics: tomatoes, Cherokee purples, San Marzanos, perfect for canning. These things are going to be your staples. These seed packets, that's what you want to get. So it'll be tomatoes, squash, onions, carrots, peas, beans, and then maybe a few things like arugula and lettuce just to have as extras, make salads and things like that every once in a while, and peppers for homemade hot sauce, and also to do dried peppers and paprika, which is a big spice that you can actually pretty easily make yourself if you have the proper equipment and the know-how to dry out the peppers properly. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. I know this is a little off the wall for a video. I hadn't done one like this in a while. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure that this is everyone remember it's a gun channel. Hold on. Oh, there's a gun. Still a gun channel, guys. Yeah, not really. I don't care about being the gun channel anymore. I want to be just a channel that shows you guys what I do. This is not some gay lifestyle YouTube thing. This is not some... Oh, there's a dog on the screen. This is not some gay YouTube lifestyle thing. This is not, let's be a gardening channel. Let's be a gun channel. I just want to do things on here. I like to hunt, like to fish, I like to garden, and try to share the gospel while I'm doing all of it, which is the main purpose of the channel, really, more than anything else. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm going to keep you updated, do maybe a video every couple of weeks, just kind of showing the progress. Of course, I got to spend the money on it to do it in the first place, so it may be slower progress than expected. I'm not going to complain. We'll do it however we need to. And there may be a few more bits of news coming up. I'm not going to say what it is now, but it is big and it does have to do with my job. So maybe next time you guys will hear about it. I'm not going to say too much about it because I don't want to say it and be like, oh, I'm going to get this job. And then, no, you're not going to get the job. So, but yeah. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, or you want to add anything that I might have forgotten on the list that you guys recommend to plant, I'll try about anything just to see how well it'll grow in the area. Even stuff like flowers. You can't forget your flowers. Purple cone flower. These are awesome to keep. So you plant them everywhere. Just go out and do some tactical midnight planting in people's yards. Just don't get caught. That's not legal advice, by the way. Don't actually do that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little shorter video, but still a little bit longer than the last couple ones I put out. I hope you have a great week. Hope you have a great Sunday when it comes up. Go to church. Don't forget. God be with you. Have a good day.